Happy Halloween season from Linda at Linda's Ease. I hope you're having a good week. I am here to show you something quick and simple and easy. You probably have been realizing that I have been majorly working with a lot of teachers and myself and my videos trying to get our younger sewers or our older people that have not sewn before into the sewing field. I feel so strongly that this is such a wonderful hobby that I really want to express it with everyone. And I know one of the big obstacles in order to start sewing for people is a sewing machine. And many people don't want to start with a $20,000 machine, correct? Sometimes you know that some of you that have those machines know how wonderful they are. But if you're just getting started, there's no way that you're going to invest in a real big expensive machine. And that's why I brought this out today. This is one of the sweetest little machines that I've ever worked with. It's called the Charlotte, which is my great-granddaughter's name. So of course I liked it right away from the get-go. But I liked it because of the price. This, for the price of what it is just fabulous. And since we have fall coming up, we have Halloween coming soon. What I did, I made a bunch of napkins that were real easy. And these were done on a serger, but I mentioned in one of my videos that there are many people that not only don't have a serger, but they don't have a sewing machine. So I brought this sewing machine out and I want to show it to you because you can do all these little napkins that we're doing, that I'm showing you right today on this sewing machine. Before I get started with the sewing, I'm going to go over to my Laura Star and I'm going to show you a little notion that I think is just great. You can put it, it's got lines on it so I can get an exact ½ inch, and you can put the iron right over it. Now you know, before I start, I usually always do this steaming, and I had already been working on this, so I knew it was ready to go. But you see how that gives that nice sharp crease, and that's what we're looking for, is a real nice sharp crease. And then when I went up to the corners, I did a mitered corner because they're folded, but I cut the fabric away so that I won't have all that extra fabric in there. And let me come back over to the board and show you what I'm talking about. Now these are not two-sided, there's just one-sided, but that's okay. You still are gonna be able to have a really good stitch on this. See, I'm cutting that little triangle away. I just don't want all that bulk in there because I'm going to turn this over and I'm actually going to sew this on the right side, and I'm going to go all the way around this napkin. We used to do this years and years ago. This was the technique we used before sergers were even out. Most of you can't even remember what that was like, but I certainly can remember it. So again, this will give you a nice little stitch. I'm going to go over to the machine, and I want to show you the threading because I was pretty impressed with that. I thought, wow, for this kind of a machine, it's got a semi-automatic threading. See this little lever right here? You can see all I have to do is put this, and again, my thread, my needle is up, and you see, let's make sure, see this needle has to be in its highest position. See this little take-up lever right here? And then I just bring this lever down, and I can pull it, the thread around the lever. I can do it either way. And let me do it this way. I think it's an easier way to get there. It was so easy before. You know why? Guess why? Ta-da! It does help if you thread the machine properly before you get started. I didn't have the little, and I want you to see this. We're not going to cut this out of the video because I think it's important for you to realize that when you're doing something like this, everything has to be threaded properly. See this these two little prongs right here? What's happening is this thread is going to, I'm trying to get out of the way of my hand so you can see it, but that thread is going to pop it out. And sure enough, it brought the thread. Okay, so now it's threaded perfectly. And see, I'm going to put the threads right underneath the foot. When you have a machine like this, you really want to keep the threads under because that'll keep it going real nice. Now I'm going to take this stitch, see how there's a little indentation in the middle of the foot. I'll just start here and go around the corner. So now what I want to do is show you how the actual stitches work on the machine. You can see there's 3 little lights here. I touched mode and it's going to go down to the next one, and now it's going to go down to the next one. I know that I'm going to work with a zigzag, so it's a preset number 6. If I didn't want number 6, I could continue to go to with increments of 10. Look at there, 26, 36, 46, way up. I mean, it's over 80 stitches. If I wanted to go stitch by stitch, I can go this way, and then I will look on this little card. I'm at 72 right now, and look at that pretty little flower. That's what that stitch is. If I wanted to do the bell, I could go by 10 and then reduce it down to 60, and that's what the number is, and I will now sew these cute little bells. It's very, very easy to use. I'm just going to do a plain zigzag, so I'll hit that preset, which is number 6 on here. You can see that's a zigzag, but I don't want the zigzag to be that wide or that narrow. So what that stitch length, I want it to be closer together. So in order to do that, I hit the mode again, and look what happens. It goes right to the zigzag width. And I don't want it at 5. I want to bring it down to a smaller zigzag. A 2.5 I think would be good. Now I also want to make my stitch length shorter. So if I go mode, and you see how it brings it right down there? And I don't want it to be a 2. I want it to be shorter than 2. It goes all the way up to 5 or 7. I want it to be much lower. 1.5, that's too long. 1.0 is too long. I want to go to about a 0.6 because I've tried this on another fabric and it seems to work real well. So what I'll do now, I will go ahead and actually stitch this fabric. There's a little indentation on the foot, so I have a real good guide that is showing me how far over the edge that it's going. And then I have this wonderful stitch if I'm a beginner and I don't want to go real fast. You see, this is the little control, but I want to go a little faster because I feel more comfortable. And then I can go as what I call lickety-split, right? And I'm going right over down to the edge. And again, I cut the fabric out of the point, so it's not going to be real heavy. I could just go off the edge. If you're a beginner, that's what I would do. If you're not, you can go right up to that edge. I'm going to stitch one more. It's a plastic foot, so it's real easy to see. I love that the raise and lowering of the foot is right here on the inside, so it's very easy to see. See how nice that's turning out? And now I will go ahead and continue on sewing down this edge. And look at how it just continued to sew. The feed dogs grab the fabric very easily. And I'm just going to go around the whole entire napkin edge. Now, rather than have you sit here and, watch every bit of it, I'm just going to go ahead and go up to a certain point. Then what I'm going to do is stop and show you how I do this. What is really great about this, the needle is stopped in, but look at here, it's got a lever, and I can bring that needle up. I can't believe it's got all this on it for this kind of price. I mean, you guys have got a great machine here for and it's even got a cutter if you didn't have your scissors with you. So now I have a very nice edge, nice rolled edge along the edge of the napkin. And what I'll do next is, if I had my applique scissors, I would go in there, and I can get in there much closer with an applique than I can with this. And then I would go in and trim this. Actually, it's better to go from this side. See, I'm going nice and close. I won't go all the way around, but I'll do this on my applique. But look at how nice that rolled edge is now from front and back. Just a real nice rolled edge. And again, this is done on a $200 sewing machine. So I think those are little techniques that will help you when you're getting started. I put all the feet out here because I wanted you to see that it comes with a zipper foot, a blind hem foot, a guide foot. this is an open button foot, and of course a nice buttonhole foot too. A lot of little accessories in here. And again, the stitches are really pretty. There's bells, there's little hearts, there's all kinds of little, there's even stippling stitches. I'm absolutely amazed that a machine of this, you know, price point would have that. And then these are actually the satin stitches, which are nice, thick, heavy stitches that are put together. They're real pretty on a pillowcase or around the edge of a ribbon or a hem. Just a lot of really good techniques for this particular machine. Even has a keyhole buttonhole, which again, for those of you that are making pajamas and want to do the drawstring, this is a real good feature to have. I hope you'll take advantage of this great bargain and have some fun. Do some great things for fall. I think it will be a great project for you. Those of you that are have not been in our club yet, I just encourage you to do it. I was at the club myself for this year. It just started in September, and I saw more. I bet I learned 10 new things, which usually I always tell people, if you come to an event and if you get at least one new thing, you're doing great. But these were phenomenal, and I love that word. As you know, when I start using it, that means it's pretty spectacular. We had just some great show and share things. So hopefully you're looking at and belonging to our club, no matter whether you're here or you're local or you're further away, because you will learn a lot from it. And I know the beginners, it will be a great, great opportunity for you to share in this wonderful hobby. Thanks so much for joining us today, guys, and I hope to see you next week.